What we're going to do is we're going to look at Pascal's triangle. We're not going to focus on the binomial theorem. You can use your graphing calculator or scientific calculator to find the different combinations, and that relates to the Pascal's triangle. With Pascal's triangle, what it's used for is expanding the binomial. So what we have is we have x minus 2 raised to the fourth. Now, Pascal, a mathematician, came up with a formula for expanding it, and what it is three different patterns. The first pattern is the coefficients. The coefficients is based off of Pascal's triangle. Our first level is 0 degrees, 1 degree, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, and 4 degrees. So at 4 degrees, we see 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, and that's where we get each of our coefficients. The next part is taking our first term. We see what the degree is. The degree is 4, so we go in descending order, starting with the fourth, third, second, first, and 0. Then our third part is looking at our last term, and we go in ascending order, starting at 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And our last step is we multiply them. Anything to the 0 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Negative 2 squared is 4, times 6 is 24. Negative 2 to the third is negative 8, times 4 is negative 32. And our last one, negative 2 to the fourth, gives us 16. So let's look at a couple examples. For the first one, we have x plus 4 to the third. So I'm going to start off with my Pascal's triangle, and from a degree 3, I'm going to use 1, 3, 3, 1. So 1, 3, 3, 1. Those are the coefficients. Next, I'm going to look at my first term. That would be an x to the third. So that's what I start off with, x to the third. I go in descending order. So x to the second, x to the first, and x to the 0. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the back term. That would be 4, and I go in ascending order. 4 to the 0, 4 to the 1, 4 to the 2, and 4 to the 3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify each of these terms. For the first one, anything to the 0 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1, so that's just x to the third. 4 times 3 gives me 12. 4 squared is 16, times 3 gives me 48. And 4 to the third gives me 64. And that right there is my answer. Now the next one's a little bit more difficult. It's to degree 5. Now if we look at Pascal's triangle, we don't have a 5, so we have to come up with a 5. Now there's a pattern. We notice that the n numbers are all 1, so it makes it easy to figure out what our n numbers are. And the middle numbers are the sums. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 1 is 4. 1 plus 4 gives us 5. 4 plus 6 is 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. 4 plus 1 is 5. And this right here would be the coefficients for degree 5. So when we're looking at this, what we have is 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, and 1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at our first term. This is 2x, so we have 2x to the fifth. We have 2x to the fourth. We have 2x to the third. We have 2x to the second. We have 2x to the first. And we have 2x to the 0. And the last one, we're looking at our last term, and we go in ascending order. Negative 3 to the 0. Negative 3 to the 1. Negative 3 to the 2. Negative 3 to the 3. Negative 3 to the 4. And our last one, negative 3 to the fifth. Now we're going to multiply it. So anything to the 0 is 1. 2 to the 5th is 32, so it's 32x to the 5th. 2 to the 4th is 16, times 5 is 80, times negative 3 gives us negative 240. 2 to the 3rd is 8, negative 3 to the 2nd is 9, 8 times 9 is 72, times 10 is 710. 2 to the 2nd is 4, negative 3 to the 3rd is negative 27, and 4 times 27 gives us 108 times 10. What we have is negative 1080. Negative 3 to the 4th is 81 times 2. 2 and 5 gives us 10, so 81 times 10 gives us 810. And then negative 3 to the 5th gives us negative 243. And that right there is our answer. Last one. What we have is x minus 5 raised to the 4th. Since it's to the 4th, we know that what we have is 14641. So that's what we're starting this off with. 1, 4, 6, 4, and 1. And I'm going to start off with my x values. X to the 4th, x to the 3rd, x to the 2nd, x to the 1st, and x to the 0. Then I'm going to go in ascending order. Negative 5 to the 0, negative 5 to the 1st, negative 5 to the 2nd, negative 5 to the 3rd, and negative 5 to the 4th. So this right here gives us anything to the 0 power is 1, so that's just x to the 4th. Negative 5 times 4 is negative 20, x to the 3rd. Negative 5 squared is 25, times 6 is 150. Negative 5 to the 3rd is negative 125, times 4 gives us negative 500. And then negative 5 to the 4th gives us 625. And that right there is our answer.